Welcome to Tungal Online Classes. In the last class, we completed the electric field intensity at a point on the axial line. So that the formula is equal to E axial is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p by r cube, when we assumed that the dipole will be the short dipole. In the today lecture, we are going to discuss about what? Electric field intensity at a point on the equatorial line. So yesterday we defined that what is the meaning of the axial line. The axial line is the imaginary line which is passing through the both the charges. What is the meaning of the axial line? It is the imaginary line which is passing through the both the charges of the given electrical dipole. Such a type of imaginary line we are calling as a what? Axial line. What is the meaning of the equatorial line? So equatorial line is the imaginary line which is passing through the center of the dipole, which is passing through the center of the dipole, and it is also perpendicular to the dipole axis, perpendicular to the dipole axis. What is the meaning of the dipole axis? The line passing through the, or the line which is connecting the negative charge as well as the positive charge will be calling as a what? Dipole axis. In the given diagram, the line AB will be indicating the line AB will be indicating what? Dipole axis. In the given dipole, AB will be indicating what? Dipole axis. So that if you draw an imaginary line, if you draw the imaginary line which is passing through the center of the dipole, which is passing through the center of the dipole, and that is also perpendicular to the dipole axis, such a type of line we are calling as a what? Equatorial line. Equatorial line. So that is the definition of the equatorial line. Now, I consider one dipole which is consisting of a negative charge as well as a positive charge, and those two charges are kept at the points of A comma B respectively, what we indicate in the given diagram. Now here O will be indicating what is center of the dipole, and these two charges are at equidistance from the center of the dipole. Their distances are measured by small a comma a respectively. Now, so along the equatorial line, I consider a point P. On the equatorial line, we consider a point P which is located at a distance of small r from the center of the dipole. In the last class also I told, in the case of the given dipole, all the distances are must be measured from the center of the dipole only. All the distances are must be measured from the center of the dipole. So I consider P be the any one of the point which is present along the equatorial line, that is at a distance of small r from the center of the dipole. Now, what is our aim means? Here we are going to calculate the resultant electric field intensity, which is acting at the point P, See here, in the given dipole, how many charges are present? In the given dipole, two charges are present. So, according to the definition of the electric field intensity, if you consider any one of the point charge in the space, each and every charge will be producing its own electric field. Whenever you consider the multiple charges are producing the multiple electric fields. So, whenever more than one electric field will be existing, to find the resultant electric field intensity at a given point, we have to use the principle of superposition. So, first I consider that positively charged particle. So, the positive charge plus Q will be located at the point B. The positive charge will be located where? At the point B. So, whenever the positive charge will be located at the point B, due to this positive charge plus Q, whatever the electric field will be acting at the point P will be represented by E plus. So, what is the E plus denotes? E plus is denoting what? Electric field intensity acting at a point P, due to the charge of plus Q, located at a point B. What is the E plus is indicating? That E plus is indicating the electric field intensity which is acting at the point P, that is produced due to the positive charge of plus Q, which is located at the point B. So that already we know that according to the sign convention, whenever you consider the positive charges, whatever the electric field those are produced by the positive charges, they will be acting away from the given charged particles. So here we consider the positive charge plus Q, so that whatever the field is acting at the point P, that is acting away from the positive charge, so that the intensity of the electric field at the point P will be given by E plus bar, that is a vector notation. E plus bar is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, the magnitude of the charge is equal to small q, small q, and the distance of separation between these 2 points is equal to Bp, so that the electric field intensity acting at the point P due to the positive charge will be given by E plus bar is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by Bp square. See here, from the given diagram, BOP will be the right angle triangle. We know the adjacent side lengths A comma R, so that the hypotenuse value is equal to under root of R square plus A square. Similarly, the hypotenuse AP value also remains same, so that we will write BP value is equal to under root of R square plus A square, which is also equal to AP. From the geometry we know the length of the hypotenuse. So that E plus bar is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by BP value is equal to under root of R square plus A square. Here a BP square term will be there, so that directly I will write that the value is equal to R square plus A square. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by R square plus A square, this entire term will be indicating the magnitude of the electric field only. So electric field is a vector quantity. If it is said to be the vector quantity, what about the direction? So the direction of the electric field will be acting in the direction of either B to P or P to Q. Both will be in the same direction. So that I represent the direction of the E plus bar is equal to, that is acting along B to P, or again I form the one parallelogram, so R P to Q. Therefore, E plus bar is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by R square plus A square will be the magnitude of the field, and its direction will be acting from B to P or P to Q. Both will be in the same direction. Let it be equation number 1. So E plus bar is giving what? Electric field intensity due to the positive charge. And one more charged particle will be there here. What is the charged particle? That is a negative charge. The negative charge minus q will be located at the point A, so that the electric field intensity at the point P due to the negative charge will be represented by E minus. E minus is indicating what? Electric field intensity at a point P. Due to which charge? Due to the minus q charge, which is located at a point A. So what is the E minus is representing? E minus is representing what? Electric field intensity which is produced by the negatively charged particle minus q, which is located at the point A. Similarly, we have to find the magnitude as well as the direction of the electric field intensity which is produced by the negatively charged particle. See here, already we know the sign convention. Due to the minus q charge, whatever the field acting at the point P, its direction will be acting towards the negative charge, So that I will write E minus bar. E minus bar is indicating what? Electric field due to the negative charge. According to the basic formula, I will write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, the magnitude of the charge only we have to consider. Always we have to consider what? Magnitude of the charge. Even though that is a negative charge, we must consider the magnitude of the charge. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by the distance of separation between these 2 points is equal to P to A square, or A to P square, or P to A square, and its direction will be which is acting along P to A. What is the direction of the E minus bar? Means the direction of the E minus bar will be acting along the P to A. Therefore, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, magnitude of the charge will be Q. Already we wrote here, BP value is equal to AP value is equal to under root of R square plus A square. So here a square will be there. So again its value is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square plus A square, which is acting along P to A only, which is acting along P to A only. Let it be equation number 2. Once you observe the equation number 1 and equation number 2, the magnitude of both the fields will be remain same. Here also 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square plus A square term will be there. Here also 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square plus A square term will be there. That means at any point on the equatorial line, the magnitude of the electric field intensities which are produced by the positive charges and the negative charges will be remain same. Only the difference is what? In their respective directions only, which is acting along P to A and this is acting along B to P or P to Q. Now, we got the two different electric fields. Now, I want to calculate the resultant electric field intensity. So, what's our aim is what? We have to calculate the resultant electric field intensity. At a point P. So, now what is our aim here? We have to calculate the resultant electric field intensity at the point P. So, here there are two methods are there for calculating the resultant electric field intensity. One of the method is by drawing the parallelogram, or another method is what? By applying the similar triangles principle by using the geometry. So first we will discuss according to the vector notation. See here, E plus bar will be acting along P to Q, and E minus bar will be acting along P to S. So, to find the resultant field intensity at the point P, what we have to do is, first of all, we have to construct the one parallelogram by considering the E plus bar comma E minus bar vectors, taking as the adjacent sides. Already we know that a statement of the parallelogram. If any two vectors will be acting as the adjacent sides of the given parallelogram, that's the diagonal will be representing the resultant of these two vectors both in a magnitude as well as the direction. So for that purpose, here we have to construct one parallelogram. So that a parallelogram will be like this, and which is indicating the E plus bar, which is indicating what? E plus bar, and which is indicating the E minus bar. So here, if you construct the parallelogram, its diagonal will be taken as the E resultant. E resultant. So I taken the E plus bar comma E minus bar vectors as the adjacent sides of the given parallelogram. So this point will be taken as a P, and this point is equal to Q. This is a R and S. So here we construct PQRS will be the given parallelogram. E plus bar comma E minus bar will be indicating what? Adjacent sides. So that the diagonal PR is giving the resultant electric field intensity, resultant electric field intensity, which is giving the resultant electric field intensity R2 P2R, that is E resultant will be giving by the diagonal of the given parallel. See here, so what we said here, P2R will be giving the resultant electric field intensity. By applying the triangle law of vectors, here we can write that, E resultant will be representing along the diagonal, so that E resultant by B2P, E resultant by B2A. By applying the triangle law of vectors R, if you consider the similar triangles principle, so here PQR is one of the smaller triangle, BPA will be the another similar triangle. So here the base of this triangle by base of this triangle, that is E resultant by B2A, and the side of this triangle, that is equal to what? In this direction, which field will be there? E plus bar will be there. So that its corresponding length is equal to what? B2P. That's the corresponding length is equal to what? B2P. Now, in this direction, which will be there here? E minus will be there. E minus vector will be there, and its length is equal to P2A. Once again, see there, I consider the similar triangles concept. So here PQR is looking like one triangle, and BPA will be the another triangle. So the base of this triangle by base of this triangle, and this side by this side, and this side by this entire bigger triangle side. So that will be is equal to what? E resultant is equal to, E resultant bar is equal to, E resultant by BA is equal to, E plus by BP is equal to E minus by P2A. See here, I will consider these two portions. Therefore, from that I will write E resultant bar is equal to cross multiplying B2A and E plus bar by BP. So here BA is equal to what? BA is equal to 2A from the given diagram. B2A value distance is equal to what? 2A. Next. And BP will be there. What is the BP? Under root of R square plus A square. So that this value can be written as R square plus A square whole power 1 by 2. B2P value is equal to what? Under root of R square plus A square. That value can be written as R square plus A square whole power 1 by 2. What is the E plus bar? E plus bar already we wrote, electric field intensity due to the positive charge. Its magnitude also remains same. That magnitude value is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square plus A square. Simply we write the values of B2A value and B2P value, magnitude of the electric field intensity due to the positive charge. So here, if you simplify 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, 2A into Q. So 2A into Q will be written as a single term, and here R square plus A square whole power 1 into R square plus A square whole power 1 by 2 will be there. This value is equal to R square plus A square whole power 3 by 2, which is giving the electric field intensity at a point on the equatorial line. So that is giving the magnitude of, magnitude of the electric field intensity at any point on the equatorial line. What you got here? E equatorial line is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2A Q by R square plus A square whole power 3 by 2. But we know that 2A into Q value is equal to what? Electrical dipole moment. Therefore, E equatorial is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught in the place of 2AQ. 2aq, we will write a capital P. Already in the last lecture we discussed that electrical dipole moment is equal to, it is a product of magnitude of either of the charge and the distance of separation between the two given charged particles. P by this value is equal to r square plus a square whole power 3 by 2. This entire term will be representing what? Magnitude of the electric field only. Magnitude of electric field. What about the direction? The direction of the E resultant will be acting along P to R. So its the direction will be taken from where to where? It is acting along from where to where? P to R, which is represented in the given diagram. So this is the general expression for the electric field intensity at any point on the equatorial line for a given electrical dipole. Now note, so here we are assuming that it is a short dipole. Whatever the dipole we consider that dipole is which type of dipole? Short dipole. What is the meaning of the short dipole? Means the value of small a will be much smaller than r. The value of small a will be much smaller than r. If a will be much smaller than r, then we will write that a square term should be neglected. If a value will be small, a square term should be neglected. If we remove the a square term in the given equation, we will write that E equatorial line is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by r square whole power 3 by 2. Directly I am writing that should be is equal to r cube. Whenever we are assuming that whatever the dipole we consider that should be the short dipole, for the short dipole a value will be much less than r, so that if a value will be small, a square term should be neglected. Therefore E equatorial line is equal to general formula 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P bar by r cube. Here electrical dipole moment is also which type of quantity? Which type of quantity here? Vector quantity. But if you look at the diagram, already we said that the electrical dipole moment is always acting from negative charge to the positive charge. Electrical dipole moment is always acting from where to where? Negative charge to the positive charge. From this diagram, resultant electric field intensity will be acting from P to R. That means which is opposite to the direction of the electrical dipole moment. So in the case of the equatorial line, the direction of the resultant electric field intensity, is always acting anti-parallel to the direction of the electrical dipole moment. So that we will write that E equatorial line is always anti-parallel to the P bar. What is the P bar? Electrical dipole moment vector. So this is the final required expression for the electric field intensity at any point on the equatorial line. But in the previous class we derived the expression for the electric field intensity at any point on the axial line. So what is the E axial there? For the short dipole, E axial is equal to, you wrote that 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p by r cube or 2p bar by r cube. In the case of the axial line, both E axial comma p bar both are acting in the same direction, or E axial is always parallel to the p bar. So in this case, E equatorial line is always anti-parallel to the p bar. Sometimes they are asking that what is the relation between the E axial and E equatorial? Here E axial value is equal to what? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p by r cube. The magnitude only we consider. In the case of the E equatorial, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p by r cube. So that from this we will write that the magnitude of E axial is equal to twice of the magnitude of E equatorial. So this is the relation between the electric field intensity on the axial line and electric field intensity on the equatorial line. So this is the complete derivation for the electric field intensity at any point on the equatorial line. Very important concept. Okay. See the next concept. torque acting on the dipole which is placed in the uniform electric field. Torque acting on the dipole which is placed in the uniform electric field. First we will discuss what is the uniform electric field. So at any point in the given electric field, if both magnitude as well as the direction of the field, if it does not changes, such a type of field we are calling as a what? Uniform electric field. Once again, in the case of the uniform electric field, at each and every point, the magnitude and the direction of the field does not be changes. Such a type of field we are calling as a what? Uniform electric field. Such type of uniform electric field will be considered. Already we discussed in the case of the properties of electrical field lines. According to the properties of the electrical field lines, in the case of the uniform electric field, the electrical field lines will be the straight lines. And they are equispaced. Whenever you find electrical field lines will be the straight lines, and if they are equispaced, such a type of field is nothing but uniform electric field. Such a type of uniform electric field will be considered here. In that uniform electric field, we kept one electrical dipole. How we kept that electrical dipole means, the dipole axis will be making an angle theta. With respect to the direction of the field. So these lines of forces are indicating the direction of the electric field, and here A to B will be indicating what? Dipole axis. So that from the diagram it is clear that the dipole axis AB is making an angle theta with the direction of the electric field. Like that we aligned the given dipole in the given uniform electric field. Now what will happen whenever the dipole will be placed in the uniform electric field? So we know the basic. Whenever any one of the charged particle will be entered into the electric field, the electric field will be exerting some electrostatic force over the charged particles which are entered into the field. From the definition of the field intensity, we know that E is equal to F by Q. From the definition of the field intensity, E is equal to F by Q. What is the E? Electric field intensity is nothing but force experienced by the unit positive charge. So that we write E is equal to F by Q. From this I am writing that F is equal to EQ. F is equal to what? EQ. So what F denotes here? The F is denoting that the amount of the electrostatic force, that was experienced by the given charge, when it was kept at a point in the electric field. So that F is equal to EQ is representing that it is representing the force experienced by any one of the charge whenever it is placed in the given electric field. So that F is equal to EQ. Now from the given diagram, here the positive charge will be there. So over the positive charge, the magnitude of force acting is given by F is equal to EQ. F is equal to what? EQ. So here one thing we have to remember that. So here both F comma E will be are the same vector quantities. So that I will write F bar is equal to E bar into Q. F bar is equal to what? E bar into Q. Here Q will be indicating what? Charge. It is a scalar quantity. So here one thing we have to remember. So case 1. If the charge Q is a positive charge, if the given charge will be the positive charge, then both force F bar comma E bar, are acting along the same direction, so that here the direction of the force comma field will be depends upon the magnitude of the charge or nature of the charge. whatever the charge we consider, that charge will be the positive charge. So that from this equation F bar is equal to E bar into Q, both the force comma field vectors will be acting in the same direction. F bar comma E bar will be acting in the same direction. Suppose whatever the charge you consider, that charge Q will be the negative charge. That charge Q will be the negative charge. So whenever the given charged particle will be the negative charge, at that time F bar comma E bar are acting, F bar comma E bar are acting opposite to each other, so that these 2 points we have to represent while we are discussing with the force acting on the charged particles. Force acting on the charged particle. Once again see here, whenever the nature of the charge will be the positive charge, whenever the nature of the charge will be the positive charge, what we said here, both F bar comma E bar will be acting along the same direction. So here at the point B, which type of charge was kept? Positive charge. What is the direction of the electric field? The direction of the electric field is acting towards the right. The direction of the electric field does not be changes. So here, whose the direction will be changes? Direction of the force will be changes depending upon the nature of the charge. So at the point B, the nature of the charge will be the positive charge. Because of that, the direction of the force is represented in the direction of the electric field. In the direction of the electric field. Similarly, coming to the point A, at the point A, which charge will be placed? Negative charge will be placed. So whenever the charge will be the negative, both F bar comma E bar are acting in the opposite direction. Direction of the field is always a constant, which is acting towards the right. So that at the point A, the force acting on the negative charge will be acting towards the left, since this charge will be the negative charge. That basic point we have to understood. Once two different forces are acting on the two charges of the given dipole, they will be constitutes a couple. Already we discussed in the rotatory motion. So we defined how the forces are acting on the given charged particles whenever they will be located in the given uniform electric field. Now we are going to derive the expression for the torque. So how can we define the torque or couple in the case of the dipole or rigid body? Already we discussed in the rotatory motion, the first POC, whenever two equal and opposite forces are acting at the ends of the given rigid body, whenever two equal and opposite forces are acting at the ends of the rigid body, those two forces are producing the couple in it. So whenever the couple is produced, the rigid body will be coming into the rotatory motion. The same principle here also we are going to apply. So here we consider the dipole. At the ends of the dipole, two equal and opposite forces are acting. So there we consider the rigid body. Here we consider what? Dipole. Whenever two equal and opposite forces are acting at the ends of the given dipole, so couple will be produced within the dipole. So how can we define the torque? Means torque tau is equal to force into r perpendicular. Torque tau is equal to what? The magnitude of either of the force. The magnitude of either of the force and r perpendicular. What is the r perpendicular? Perpendicular distance of separation between the line of action of the forces. Perpendicular distance of separation between the line of action of the forces. So that is the basic formula for the torque. Torque tau is equal to what? Force into r perpendicular. So from the given diagram, the magnitude of either of the force is equal to what? Magnitude of force is equal to F is equal to AQ. So what we know here from the given diagram, magnitude of the either of the force is equal to what? F is equal to AQ. For calculating the torque, one more quantity is needed, r perpendicular. What is the r perpendicular? R perpendicular is the perpendicular distance of separation between the two forces. So we have to calculate perpendicular distance of separation between the two forces. If you look at the diagram, so here the perpendicular distance of separation between the two forces will be given by BC. So that from the diagram R perpendicular value is equal to what? BC. R perpendicular value is equal to what? BC. See here, if this angle is equal to theta, this angle also is equal to theta. So that here I consider right angle triangle ABC. Right angle triangle ABC. From the right angle triangle ABC, I will take the sin theta. Sin theta is equal to opposite side. What is the opposite side? BC by hypotenuse is equal to AB. From the triangle of ABC, which triangle we consider here? Triangle ABC will be considered. From the triangle ABC, sin theta is equal to BC by AB. So BC value only we have to calculate. So that which is equal to R perpendicular by AB value is equal to what? What is the AB value? The length of the dipole. Length of the dipole is equal to, already we consider 2a. So therefore AB value is equal to 2a. Therefore R perpendicular value is equal to 2a into sin theta. 2a into sin theta. Now substitute these values in the required formula for the torque. Therefore torque tau is equal to F into R perpendicular. What is the F value? EQ. R perpendicular is equal to what? 2a sin theta. 2a sin theta. See here. E into, this value can be written as 2a into Q into sin theta. Tau is equal to what we got here? 2a into Q sin theta. But we know that 2a into Q value is equal to what? 2a into Q value is nothing but electrical dipole moment of the given dipole. Electrical dipole moment of the given dipole. Therefore, tau is equal to E into, in the place of 2aq, we will write P into sin theta, or we will write tau is equal to Pe sin theta. Tau is equal to what we will write? Pe sin theta. So which is giving the magnitude only. If you want to represent in the vector notation, we will write tau bar is equal to P bar cross E bar. Tau bar is equal to what? P bar cross E bar. Since electrical dipole moment is also vector quantity and electric field intensity is also vector quantity, so that torque should be represented in the vector notation. Tau bar is equal to what? P bar cross E bar. So that this is a required expression for the torque acting on the given dipole. Now we will discuss some of the special cases in the case of the torque. What we got the expression for the torque? Torque tau is equal to Pe sin theta. Torque tau is equal to what? Pe sin theta. What is the theta here? So this is the direction of the electrical dipole moment. So this is the direction of the electric field intensity. Theta is representing the angle between the dipole axis or electrical dipole moment to the electric field intensity. Case 1. If theta is equal to 0, if theta is equal to 0 means what? Both P bar comma E bar will be acting along the same direction. If theta value is equal to 0 means what? Both P bar comma E bar will be acting along the same direction. That means the dipole will be aligned. That given dipole will be aligned in the direction of the electric field. Theta is equal to 0 means what? The given dipole is aligned. The given dipole is aligned in the direction of the electric field intensity. Whenever the given dipole will be aligned in the direction of the electric field intensity, what you wrote here? Theta is equal to 0. Substitute this theta is equal to 0 in the given equation. Therefore tau is equal to Pe into sin 0, this value is equal to 0. That means whenever the given dipole will be aligned in the direction of the given electric field, there is no torque is acting on the dipole. That is the case 1. Next, case 2. Theta is equal to 90 degrees. Theta is equal to what? 90 degrees. So this is the direction of the electric field which is a constant, and theta is equal to 90 means what? If the dipole will be aligned, perpendicular to the direction of the field, if the dipole will be aligned perpendicular to the direction of the electric field, then net torque becomes to be maximum. So here theta value is equal to 90 means what? The dipole is aligned perpendicular to the direction of the electric field. Theta is equal to 90 means what? The given dipole will be aligned perpendicular to the direction of the given electric field. At that instant, according to the same formula, tau is equal to PE into sine 90 degrees. Sine 90 is equal to what? 1. Therefore, the torque should be maximum. So, whenever the dipole will be aligned, perpendicular to the direction of the given electric field, in this case, the dipole will experience the maximum torque. Case 3. If theta is equal to 180, theta is equal to what? 180. Theta is equal to 180 means what? This is the direction of the field, and the dipole momentum will be opposite to the direction of the electric field. That means in this case the given dipole will be aligned anti-parallel to the direction of the electric field. So theta is equal to 180 means what? The given dipole will be aligned anti-parallel to the given electric field. Directly we will write tau is equal to PE into sine 180. Sine 180 is equal to what? 0. So in this case also, whenever the given dipole will be aligned anti-parallel to the given electric field intensity, in this case also torque experienced by the given dipole is equal to what? 0. These are the special cases of the dipole which is placed in the uniform electric field. Okay, thank you.